The Jagdpanzer 4.5. This is an Era 1 tank destroyer. And this is another one of those tanks that I forgot about. I did the grind for it when it first came out. I didn't like it, so I sold it and I haven't played it since. That is until now. But before we get into the gameplay and we talk about it, I want to give a quick shout out to Nicky Pro Killer here, because that's an eye for an eye medal for both of us, and he did write me afterwards, and this is what he had to say.
Yo, I didn't know how to kill you because you have a much better DPM, and I just rammed you because I wasn't reloading in time.
Nah, no worries, man. I appreciate the message. Thanks for reaching out. Thanks for sending me that. Not a brilliant game for me. Not a brilliant result. Yeah, that was a rough one, but well played. Alright, now we're going to take a look at a couple of more regular games, more standardised games. That first little clip there does demonstrate, though, that it doesn't always go to plan. Not every game is a Top Gun. Not every game is an MVP. Sometimes shit goes sideways. But these next two replays, the last one is a very good result. This one, though, this replay I'm showing to you because it demonstrates that this vehicle can be played in a variety of ways depending on what you prefer. So this is a bit more passive. This is a bit more typical tank destroyer gameplay. I got a bit confused. We're on Kasserine. I got a little bit confused at the start of this game because I thought I could get to F7, but as I pull around the corner here, you can see the moment where I realise, right there, I realise with my moving concealment, I am not going to be able to sneak past that medium and that heavy and get to F7. So, what do? Well, I've got this ridge here, this outcrop, this rocky outcrop. I've got to play this. I'm here, may as well make the most of it. So the Jagdpanzer 4.5. This is a vehicle I didn't like. Like I've said, I did not like it when it first came out. And very similar to the Conway, I'm struggling to work out why I didn't like it. Because the first thing I noticed, the first thing that caught my attention when I played this again, was the shell velocity of these heat rounds. I've got heat and Hesh. The heat round goes at 1,216 meters a second. For whatever reason, I had it in my head that the heat rounds on the Jagdpanzer 4.5 were like the heat rounds on the M50, the recoilless rifle. I don't know why, but I had it in my head that this was a terrible vehicle because all it fired was heat, it's got limited gun traverse, there's no turret, and the shell velocity is terrible. Well, to the contrary, the shell velocity is not terrible. The reload is very, very good. And the DPM is very good. 2,755 damage per minute. You don't have massive alpha, but you do have this stonkingly good reload. So, all in all, I'm kind of having to rethink this vehicle. I'm having to rethink... Well, not even rethink. I'm trying to just think about why on earth did I not like this vehicle? And I've got a feeling that maybe it's because I don't know, it wasn't a 4005. It wasn't a 116. That's the only thing I can think of is that it's a limited traverse tank destroyer. So why play this when you've got the 116 or the 4005? You know, that's the only thing I can really think of to explain why I've had the approach to this vehicle that I have. It's a mystery. It's a mystery to me. So if it's a mystery to me, it's definitely going to be a mystery to you guys. I don't know. But now that I've played it a couple of times and I've, you know, pulled in some good games, I'm realizing that this vehicle really is not bad. The shell velocity is very, very good. The concealment is very, very good. The reload is excellent. And the maneuverability is very good. It does 70 kilometers an hour forwards and backwards. So even it's been a little amusing at times. Driving this thing backwards, people chasing you, you can still shoot them because you can do 70 kilometers an hour backwards with your gun facing them. So it's not. it makes for a unique playstyle. It makes for a unique game experience, which I'm all for. I'm all for having more and more unique gameplay experiences. So, the team is doing very, very well here. It's 11 versus 5. This spaceman has got himself into a bit of a pickle. There goes his rocket boost, but you're going in a hurry, but there you go, up and over. Yeah. It's game over for you, pal. Yep, there you go. Your shiny new spaceman is gone. But what I'm demonstrating, not deliberately, but this is just how the game's gone. This tank can be played quite aggressively. It can also be played quite passively. The shell velocity means that you can play it at range, and obviously, if you can play at range, then you're going to have no problem playing at close range. It's from a targeting point of view. Spaceman misses, which I was nervous about. I was trying to avoid getting hit by the spaceman because this thing doesn't have the armor. The 250 something pen of the spaceman would go straight through me and do a lot of damage, but he misses. Now it's a case of just shooting through his smoke to try and perma-track him, so he's not going anywhere. Don't get any assist though, which is a bit of a shame, because there we go, he's moved now. But their team's basically wiped out at this point. There's another spaceman there. Yeah, it's not going well for him. One more shot and he's dead. There he goes. Game over for him. One tank left on their team, and if I remember correctly, he doesn't last long either. So this game is almost, yeah, 34 hit points. He's not going to be around for long. There he goes. So this was a more passive game. This was we'll play it more like a tank destroyer. We'll sit further back, we won't rush in, and if we do rush in, we'll be rushing in because we've got team support, we've got team assist. So there we go. Not a brilliant result, but hey, 3,198 damage, not bad. That's not bad at all. Now, we transition to the game that really does demonstrate the strengths of this vehicle and just how powerful this vehicle can be. So, while we wait for the action to get started, let's just go over the stats for the Jagdpanzer 4.5. So, standard heat rounds. This tank doesn't have gold rounds. Standard heat does 320 millimeters of pen. Secondary Hesh, 102 millimeters. Heat will do an average of 280, while Hesh will do 370. Now, the Hesh is valuable. The reload on this thing is very, very quick, which means that you can switch between the ammo types relatively quickly. So you can splash the Hesh around, especially when you see 4005s. Those are the prime Hesh targets. I'm playing this game a lot more aggressively. As you can see, I'm not to the position I'm in is a lot more further forward, but the concealment is aiding me. And well, I'll let this game speak for itself. I play a lot more aggressively, and I've got a feeling this guy was new to the game, because you don't have the upgraded gun. That's a T-44A, and that is now a dead T-44A. So, yeah, better luck next time, mate. Oh dear. Anyway, the 4.5 has 2,000 hit points. Speed, unboosted, forwards and backwards, is 70 kilometers an hour. 505 meters of view range. 388 meters of moving concealment, and 313 meters of still concealment. So, as the game stands right now, I know the crew skills and equipment are going to be changing, so a lot of what I'm saying here is not going to be relevant for too much longer. But as of right now, you've got very good still concealment. The moving concealment, it does plume. So you need to be careful when you're moving. But when you're stationary, you really can just sit there and remain hidden for the most part. This is not a very tall tank. It's a relatively small target to see. And when you put the right camo on it, you do blend in. This is not an easy target to spot. But it is a soft target, so you do need to be careful about how you play it and where you play it. But right now, I'm feeling brave. I'm feeling very brave. I've already done 2,472 damage, and I'm thinking I can take this M47. Now, with a fixed turret, I'm not going to drive straight up to the corner, because if I drive straight up to the corner, I then have to turn once I get there. I took a much wider line so that as I turned in to where the target would be, my gun would be facing the target immediately. So just explaining a little bit of my thinking there. Don't drive straight for the corner where you know the target is. Drive wide, turn in, so when you do see them, your gun's in the right direction, you're pointing in the right direction, and you can do damage to them. So that 47 is now kaput. Their team is on the back foot. I'm pushing up the hill here to assist the light tank that's just pushed up and over. TVP is dead. And now we've got a fellow 4-5 who somehow misses his shot there. He's tracked, and I don't get the kill, but yeah, unfortunate there for him. He missed that one. Now, I will take a second to just point something out here. I believe... There we go. There it is. On the right-hand side, help. The guy sitting on the cap is calling for help. Oh, it's frustrating, isn't it? It is frustrating. This is World of Tanks. This isn't World of Cap Circles. You've got White Circle Syndrome. Yeah, mate, you don't need to cap at this point. It's 10 versus 4. There's no reason to cap at all. Oh, endless. Oh, I don't know what to say about it, really. I don't know. Get it into people's heads. Stop capping when you don't need to. Stop it. There's so much. There are better things you could be doing with your game time than sitting in the circle. Anyway, we're now being very aggressive, and we're chasing down the E3. I was very, very aggressive in this game, and well, that shot didn't pay off. But I like the versatility of this vehicle. I was trying to set this guy on fire by just shooting straight in the rear, but there's the kill on the E3. The Object 430U over there is basically dead, one shot, and for whatever reason our team decides, yeah, we're going to cap out. Ay, people. Why'd you do this? Anyway, there's the MVP, 4,881 damage, 4 kills. So that demonstrates that this vehicle can be played quite aggressively. If you're in the right spot and you push to the right position, you can play this very aggressively. The previous game also demonstrates that sometimes you do have to play it more passively. So the Jagdpanzer 4.5, it's not a tank that I look at and think, wow, this is incredible. But it's a vehicle that you can play and think, yeah, this offers a unique challenge. It's got limited gun traverse. This is not bad. It's just quite nice. This is not overpowered. This is balanced. This is good. More of this, please. That's what this vehicle is. So there you go, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Jagdpanzer 4.5 in the comments below. That is all I've got for this one. So if you've enjoyed this video, please leave it a like, if not a dislike. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one.